Hi guys, Emma Jane here. I want to show you guys how I join binding on quilts. So I don't do the way where you sew it together at the end. I call it the cheater way. So let me show you what it looks like. I did it on this Valentine's Day table runner that you can find on my channel too. Another video. Where did I can't even find it. That's how good this binding is. I can't even find it. Where did I do it? Ah, here it is. So this is how it looks when you're done. That's how I join my binding. See there? And on the back I did a zigzag stitch along the binding to finish it. Can you see that? If you can't see it, that's good. That's the point. You can't even see where I joined the binding. Okay, so let me show you how I did it, and then you can do it for all of your quilts. Okay, so I have my binding on for the most part, and I started stitching about 3 inches down from the beginning. Okay, so now that I'm about to round the bend and finish up the binding, this is how I do it. Take this long edge, this end edge here, and I fold it to the side edge, and I'm going to line up the raw edges. And I make kind of like a little sleeve is what I'm doing. All right, kind of fold it a little bit, and then I have this piece that's going to go inside the sleeve. And so what I want to do is kind of like cut it before you get to the end. There, but you want to make sure it's long enough to go through there, because if you don't, then it'll pop out right here. So here I go, tuck it into the sleeve like that. I kind of want to make sure it lies flat. Kind of feel it in here, it's folded a little bit, so let me finagle that. I'm having a hard time seeing because I'm looking through the camera to do this instead of the actual material. Okay, there we go. Now it's flat. Okay. And this isn't going to matter that it's off a little bit, so I'm just going to stitch through. Where's my foot pedal? Okay. I don't need to back stitch because I've already got the stitching from the beginning. Okay. What happens is, once you've got that done, you've got your little sleeve, and then I just fold it over and stitch it down. And I mean, that's all there is. That's not coming out. So let me stitch around and then you'll see how it's done. Okay, so one thing I want to tell you about this binding is you'll feel a little bit of bulk in there because it's a lot of layers of fabric. I mean, you're sliding a folded piece of fabric into another folded piece of fabric, and then you have your quilt sandwich. So you're stitching through a lot here. So my advice when you get to this point in your closing up the binding with your machine, slow down. Slow down your machine and make sure it's stitching all the way through all the stitches. And so that's the only thing. I've never had a problem with it, but just know that sometimes it's possible that it could skip a stitch here and there because it can be really thick. But this was done with a zigzag stitch, and I love using zigzag or decorative stitches in bindings because I think it holds it down much better than just a straight stitch. So I like to do that a lot. It's a little surprise. Okay, for this little piece, it's a little scrappy Valentine's Day cutie piece. And so I'm doing like a zigzag stitch. I like doing stitches like this because I think these decorative stitches really help to hold down it. All right, so I do a binding clip until I get up on it, and then I'm just gonna go right over it. Okay, once I'm done, I'll show you. I'm going to go all the way around now. Okay, so you can see here where I stitched it closed, and when it's in the grand scheme of a whole quilt or wall hanging, that's all you see. So this is how I do it. I love it. Wasn't that easy? So here it is again on this one. It's so easy. And I wanted to show you just on another quilt. And when I got this out, I was trying to find where the binding is joined, and it took me a really long time to find it. In fact, I am standing here right now and I can't find it again. I thought I had it marked so that I could see. Maybe it's because I don't have my, oh, here it is. I can feel kind of the bulk. Remember I talked about there's gonna be a little bit of bulk in there. So that's where it's joined on this Christmas quilt that I did years ago, right there. And you probably can't even see it, like it's right there. That is how good this binding is. I mean, it's right there. So it's a really easy way of doing binding, just making a little sleeve, slipping it in and stitching right over it, and you're done. So you know the drill. If you like the video, like and subscribe so you can see the rest that I post as soon as they come out. No delay.